A few hours later, we're chilling at Elaine's time shop. Dokja's getting patched up like someone who just walked out of a boss fight with 3 HP left. She's over there stretching like she's clocked out already, grabbing bandages, and casually reminds him, "That's just a quick fix. So don't do anything dumb. You're basically exiled from the main scenario now." Dokja's like, "Cool, cool. Wait, what now?" Then Elaine just randomly throws in, "We've been getting more customers lately." Dokja blinks, asking, "Did everybody's clocks break at once or what?" But Elaine's like, "Nope. Most of the folks from the industrial complex don't even use clocks." Dokja frowns. "Why not?" And Elaine hits him with a quote that stabs your him, because time doesn't change anything for them. But Dokja was like, "Don't they at least want to know when night's coming?" And she just goes, "Even if they did, it wouldn't change the outcome. But thanks to you, that's starting to shift. Thanks to you, we've had nights where people don't die. You gave people back the ability to fear the night, instead of just accepting death." Elaine says hope is sneaking its way back in, and people are daring to believe that maybe tomorrow is worth something again. Dokja, looking like someone emotionally constipated, just mumbles, "Thanks." But Elaine ain't here for emotional fluff. She claps back, Yeah, I'm not flattering you. You just look like a depressed raccoon, and I hate seeing revolutionaries sulk." Before she dips, Dokja asks, "By the way, you mentioned clocks. Can you make other stuff? Like maybe a tiny communication device?" He gestures like he's ordering a techie Happy Meal toy. Scene shift, marketplace time. Dokja's walking through the city, sees someone checking their wristwatch, and suddenly, boom, emotional existential crisis incoming. He looks at all the clocks, ticking away, and feels completely disconnected, like the whole world got their time back, and he's still stuck in a limbo. He thinks, out of all the infinite timelines, which one do I even belong to? Bruh. Then he's like, maybe I'll ask Aline to make me a wristwatch someday, just to feel a little more real in this world. Next stop, Mark's bar. And guess who's laughing again like a man who just discovered memes for the first time? Aslan. Dokja walks in like a tired dad and groans, "What now?" Aslan said, "I'm doing what you said. I'm messaging fighters." Dokja, "Any luck?" Aslan, "Nope. I sent like 300 messages. Not one reply." Dokja, suspicious. "Okay. What exactly did you say in the messages?" Aslan, completely serious. "Just something like 15F looking for friends to chat with." Dokja freezes, facepalms so hard his soul leaves his body. "Bro, do you think everyone is like the abyssal black flame dragon? That was the only list we had." Then Dokja gives him one last shot. "Try messaging the prisoner of the golden headband." Aslan's like, "Isn't that dude a big deal constellation?" He sends the message. A few minutes later, ding. He replied. Dokja leans in. "What did he say?" Aslan reads it. Grow, hair." Dokja, "Excuse me?" And then Aslan adds, "Oh, and he also said he'll kill me if we ever meet. Also wants to know who you are. Should I tell him you're Kim Dokja?" But Dokja said, "No, do not reply to that man." Meanwhile, Dokja's thinking, okay, I can't use Demon Judge of Fire here, maybe the secretive plotter, but he still doesn't know who the heck that is. Then Aslan drops a surprise. "Oh yeah, the flame dragon said he'll help." Dokja whips around. "You're still talking to him. That guy's a mess." Aslan insists, say, No. Apparently he used to be a fighter in the demon realm." But Dokja's like, "Wait, that guy? The one who burned the revolutionary, the executioner, everyone? He's that guy?" Aslan shrugs. "Sounds like him." So Dokja tells him, ask if he can pass on his fighter skill. Aslan does, and after a pause, he said sure, but there's a condition. Of course there is. Turns out the abyssal black flame dragon is beefing with his own incarnation. Apparently the kid's ignoring him. Dokja's like, "So you're telling me the dragon's chosen warrior is in danger, but also ghosting him at the same time?" Dokja tells Aslan, ask for more details. Meanwhile, somewhere else entirely, there's Han Soo-young standing over a pile of bodies like it's Tuesday. She's panting, holding a small sword, and mutters, "Damn it, Kim Dokja. And what the hell is Yu Jung-hyuk even doing now?" Dude's locked in his room talking to walls and ditched his scenario. "Guess I'm stuck doing everything again." Out of nowhere, Yu Sanga appears like a ghost. Han nearly jumps out of her skin. "Jesus, warn a girl before you sneak up like that?" Sanga's like, how long are you going to keep acting like this?" Han Soo-young, "Huh?" Then Sanga said, "You can't just go around killing people. There's still morality, law or not." Han Soo-young rolls her eyes, telling her, "Those guys were survival of the fittest club trash. They were going to ruin this place anyway." Sanga doesn't back down. "But you didn't give them a chance." Han Soo-young fires back, "I know how this story goes. I read it. I know where it leads. Sangha brings out the big guns. 3 ways to survive the apocalypse. That's what they called their Book of Revelation, right? Han Soo-young freezes. You read it too? Sangha doesn't answer. She just says, constellations don't seem to know about it either. Did Kim Dokja read it? Is that why he always knew the future? Han Soo-young goes quiet. Her hand drifts to her weapon, just in case. Then Sangha asks the real question. Why would Dokja make that choice, knowing what would happen? Han Soo-young looks at her. This is the same Sangha who used to be a quiet office worker. Now she's asking the hardest questions. Sangha goes off. Everyone keeps talking about Kim Dokja like he's some mystery, but no one actually knows him. Then she softens. He was selfish. He lied. He played people. A total hypocrite. I don't even know if he's alive. But then she smiles faintly. Actually, no. I know he is. Somewhere. Still collecting stories. Still doing his weird little thing. Han Soo-young asks, you really believe that? Sangha, yeah. He doesn't change. That's the thing about him. Always reading web novels during work. Couldn't present for crap, but listen better than anyone. Right now, I bet he's lonely. And finally, she drops it. We need to go save Kim Dokja. Han Soo-young stood with fierce determination in her eyes, her long hair flowing in the light. Han Soo-young's expression softened as she looked at her. You've even got people worrying about you this much, she added quietly, her words carrying both a hint of jealousy and respect for the man they were about to risk everything to save. Suddenly, a notification showed up. A new main scenario has started. The alert caught everyone's attention. Almost instantly, the sky darkened. Crimson clouds twisted overhead, and bolts of red lightning cracked through the air. Without wasting a second, the 2 figures took off running. As they sprinted forward, both women looked up at the sky, their eyes widening in alarm. Frustration surged through Han Soo-young as she clenched her fists and shouted, God damn it! She knew whatever was coming next wouldn't be easy, and time was running out. High above, lightning crackled around a glowing orb in the sky. From within the chaos, a strange figure with horns appeared, grinning with wicked excitement. We don't really use wave patterns because they're too obvious, the figure said smugly. But I made an exception this time, since everyone seems to have too much free time these days. From the swirling sky above, a terrifying roar echoed through the air. One after another, more of the creatures followed, pouring out of the red vortex like a swarm. As the creatures darkened the sky, one of the girls glanced upward with a worried expression. Was this part of the original scenario too? She asked. Han Soo-young kept running. I don't remember everything. As the chaos built around them, remind me again how you kill that thing, she asked, trying to stay calm as the threat loomed closer. A notification showed up. The Stigma Black Flames level. 6 feet has been activated, and without hesitation, she drew her weapon. Her body surged with black flames as she soared from rooftop to rooftop, heading straight for the massive beast below. The dragon-like monster roared, baring its sharp fangs. But she didn't hesitate. She landed hard on its back, stabbing fiercely into its thick scales. The creature howled in pain. A notification showed up. The Grade 3 monstrous dragon species, Kragagon, has defended against the attack using fire resistance. And the monster lunged again, jaws wide open. She narrowly dodged, frustration boiling over. Ah, shitty lizard bastard, you're seriously no help. Another notification appeared. The constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is becoming gloomy. Still catching her breath, she thought, what if I could succeed the fable that the Abyssal Black Flame Dragon has right now? But doubt quickly crept in. Damn it, how the hell am I supposed to succeed a fable like that? A bitter thought echoed in her mind. If only that stupid Kim Dokja were here, he would have told me what to do. A notification showed up. The constellation is declaring he can tell you their weakness if you want. Surprised, she looked at the glowing screen in front of her. You know their weakness? She asked in disbelief, her heart racing. Another notification appeared. The constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is jumping around wildly. Her eyes widened. Meanwhile, Han Soo-young was still fighting on the ground, holding off the monster with glowing golden energy. She shouted back, stop lying. I know you don't know much about the scenario. All the stuff you told me last time was wrong too. Back on the screen, the mysterious message continued to glow. As she stared at it, she whispered, really? In another scene, far away, it was Dokja and Aslan. Really, they echoed in unison, surprised by what they were seeing. At that same moment, she charged forward with a sharp glare, blade in hand, letting out a powerful cry as she sprinted. She didn't slow down. Instead, she aimed straight for the white glowing mark on its head, a weak spot. With a fierce strike, she slashed deep into it, drawing a loud screech of pain from the creature. A notification showed up. The constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon is claiming he heard it from a reliable source this time. She glanced back while dodging the dragon's attack. A reliable source? Then turning to the air above her, she said with a smirk. Oi, Black Flame Dragon. A notification showed up. The constellation Abyssal Black Flame Dragon flinched and turned to look at his incarnation. Far above, the sky sparkled over a mysterious city below. Elsewhere, a young man stood silently in the shadows, his sharp eyes focused. Someone called out to him, "Revolutionary Nim!" A notification showed up. The third night has arrived. Dokja turned his gaze, his expression calm yet intense. A voice called out to him with urgency, "Revolutionary Kim!" Suddenly, the sound of slicing filled the air as an enemy was struck down violently. Blood sprayed across the scene as others stumbled back in fear. With the battlefield still tense behind him, the man turned to the blonde-haired boy and spoke. Aslan. Aslan looked startled. He clutched his hand tightly, nervousness plain on his face. Can I really do it well? He asked hesitantly, looking down at the ground as they walked. The man answered without hesitation. No one can do it better than you. But it's only been 2 hours since I learned the skill, Aslan replied. 2 hours is enough, came the confident reply. Aslan's thoughts swirled. Who was the most perfect incarnation? There was a time when the casual commentators of Star Steam debated that very question. If it's about one-on-one strength, they said, then Yu Jung-hyuk is the strongest incarnation. When it came to information warfare, no one could outmatch Anna Croft. And in terms of defense, Lee Hyun-sung stood as the best tank. Ranveer Khan? He was the ultimate one-man army. But Aslan, he was never even mentioned. And yet, someone existed who had higher defenses than Yu Jung-hyuk, who was better in solo fights than Anna Croft, who surpassed Lee Hyun-sung in large-scale battles, and who outshined Ranveer Khan in information warfare. That someone was Aslan. The discussion had shifted to what truly made an incarnation perfect. Someone spoke firmly. The most perfect incarnation must be someone who can do well in everything. He didn't need to be the strongest in one area, but instead he was the one who had the widest range of talents and abilities across the entire ways of survival. It was decided. When learning the same skill, the man explained, this person reached the highest level faster than anyone else. All heads turned as the conclusion was finally spoken aloud. The most perfect incarnation is Aslan. He was the master of the unidentified wall, the king of transcendence, Aslan. And so the second part of Ways of Survival would begin with him. Then in a flash of light and rising flames, a notification showed up. Aslan had activated Fighter Transformation Level 9. A massive explosion of fire and light erupted into the sky, splitting the ground beneath into a glowing cross of destruction. The energy was so intense, it lit up the entire area like the sun had crashed into the earth. People nearby froze in shock. From the center of the flames, a figure slowly stepped out. The flames didn't burn him. They surrounded him like they were part of him. The character Aslan has just awakened as a fighter. Just like the Guardian class had its main skill called Guard, the Fighter class had a powerful core skill of its own, Fighter Transformation. From the ground, Dokja watched in awe as the flames danced high above a rooftop. It turned all the fear and pain they had felt into raw power. In that way, Aslan, burning with emotion, was the perfect example of what this skill could become. Aslan, even without the mysterious unidentified wall, had what it took to be a true fighter. The only problem is, he's too excited. Aslan approached one of the executioners with a burning rage and fist. Dokja runs in to support Aslan, thinking he'll mess around. Though Aslan isn't talentless, rather, he has too much talent. With a powerful leap, he slammed the executioner weapon straight into the ground. Aslan wasn't just any fighter. He was the only all-rounder incarnation in the Ways of Survival. But his strength came with a secret. Behind him, glowing blue doors floated in a strange, misty space. The unidentified wall stood quietly, watching over him. This wall was the reason behind his rapid growth. His real weapon was his talent, the ability to surpass years of hard training in just a few hours. He grabbed the executioner by the collar, refusing to back down. Aslan possessed a rare and powerful talent, but that kind of power always came with a price. The executioner's hands wrapped tightly around the Aslan neck as a sinister aura surrounded them. Aslan effortlessly removed the executioner's hands from his neck. Just then, a notification showed up. The mark cannot be used against the following position. Are you, perhaps? The executioner asked. But before it could finish its sentence, a fiery surge exploded out of the boy. The executioner screamed as the flames blasted it backward. The force of the blow shattered the ground beneath them, sending rubble flying as the executioner was violently thrown away. Immediately, a notification popped in, letting Aslan know that an executioner had been killed, with 6 more executioners remaining. Thanks for watching. Everyone, I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated. And hey, drop a comment if you have thoughts or new ideas or just want to say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care and stay awesome.